home the hardware tonight. We got Jimmy in here. Give me a minute. I'm just setting up my Flex router. What else we got in here? That's all we got is Jimmy. I think we're going to put the big one on this thing. Give it a whirl. Glad to be back. Barely in the nick of time. But yeah, we brought home the hardware. She's mine for a whole year. Where is everybody tonight? Nobody gonna come and watch finish the cutting board? I'll give people a few minutes here while I'm getting my new Flex trim router set up. You know what I'm saying? On the way home from the bowling tourney, you gotta stop at a few Lowe's on the way home when you're 2 hours and 15 minutes away from home. You're never gonna be back out there again, at least not anytime soon. And what do you know? You score some deals. Yeah, that's usually the case. I'm always just too lazy to put it on. But seeing how we're waiting for people to get signed on here, we'll put it on. What up, Jackson? What up, what up, what up? We're just waiting for people to get signed on here, and then we're going to finish off the cutting board. Give it an old plane, old sand, a little route, and a little oil, and bingo, bango, you got yourself another cutting board. I think this one's going to come out real good. Laugh out loud. If you're skilled enough, you don't need it, I guess. No, that's not where I was going. There's been plenty of times I've messed up a route with the smaller plate on. Wishing I had the bigger plate on there. How does this line up? This has got 4 holes like that. This one's only got 2, it looks like. Or maybe, there we go. That lines up, I think. Yeah, that lines up. All right, let's get her in there. We got 8 people watching. If you're out there watching, let me know who's watching, please. If you don't mind, give a little like. What up, Jamie True? What up? We're just getting our Flex trim router, brand new, set up, waiting for people to get on here, and then we're going to start finishing up the cutting board. I hope I did this right. I may not have done this right. Well, we're about to find out, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, we maybe did it right. Love it when a plan comes together. It's been a pretty good week for me. Found the table saw for dirt cheap. Found all these tools for dirt cheap. Brought home the hardware today. I say this week, besides being exhausted and tired, has been pretty good. I ordered my frickin' food like an hour ago, and I have no clue where it's at. So there's probably going to be a knock on the door in the middle of my frickin' live for my food. That's so nice how that just snaps right in like that. That's so nice. Now, this is brand new to me, so I'm not familiar with the micro adjustments and how to do them. Do you turn this thing? Let's see. No, I don't think that's how you do it. I don't know how to do this yet. So we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. That's nice, though. There it is. There's the food, guys. Give me 1 second. I swear to God. All right. Got the food now. So after the live, I'm all good. We'll get this big monstrosity out of the way. Go put it in the old trophy room, aka under the bed. That's where all my trophies and plaques go throughout the years. I got like 80 of them just shoved underneath the bed in a Rubbermaid container. All right, let me see if I can get this depth to work. I don't know about this because I have never used this thing before. This is very different. Oh, that's how you adjust it. Ah. Okay. I don't know. I must be fucking retarded. Guys, I literally got home 10 minutes ago. I ordered my food while we're on the road racing home. All right. Let's see if that should work. That's nice. I just got to get used to whatever this is and why this is here. That should be close. All right, are we back? Oh, why? All right, let's see how close I got it just with the old eye. What the fuck? Are you serious? Oh, I got the... So the spindle lock has a lock on it, so you ain't got to hold it. I forgot to release that. It's got some power. It's got some pop. I still don't know what this is for. This, I do not know what it's for. And somehow this just dropped a little bit, but let's see where we're at. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. That was nice. I mean, that's pretty close. That ain't bad. Am I froze again, guys? Oh yeah, we won. We won. We won. It's always nice to win. Are you guys still there? If you guys are there, please type in the comments right now, just so I know my stream didn't get messed up by an incoming phone call, please. All right, you're here. Okay, good. Let's try this out now. This thing just feels good. A little bit more, a little bit more. Tiny bit more. Okay, I know what this is for now. I got it now. So you leave this butted up to that, And that's your micro. There we go. That's a nice round over right there. All right, we got it dialed in. Good, because that will be for later. I do like the larger plate on there. It just feels better. I was always too lazy to put the larger plates on my Metabo and my Milwaukee. But that thing is smooth just by the little bit I used it. All right, let's get into today's live. Because I only got about an hour tonight, guys, because Christina is at a SPCA fundraiser tonight, raising money for the pups and the kitties. I couldn't be there because I had to go, you know, bowl for a living and bring home the bacon. And that's exactly what we did today. And you know what else, guys? Shh. Don't tell her. I stopped at 3 Lowe's on the way home from Syracuse, New York. And don't tell her I took $200 out of the prize fund money I won and brought home some new tools like that. But come on, can you not pass this up for 59 bucks? I got the 18 gauge narrow crown stapler for 69 bucks. I got the new Bosch drill sayer. Yo, sayer, look at this. I got the new Bosch compact hammer drill with anti-kickback, 575 inch-pounds. Congrats, Josh. Thank you. All right. So there's going to be videos on all this new stuff. I got too many new stuff. I got enough stuff, new stuff, to make content for 6 months on, okay? I figured Sayer would like the Bosch. I like the Bosch too. This thing is nice. It's so nice. I like that spindle lock. That's a good idea. It's such a pain in the ass to hold it and wrench it. You know what I mean? You just snap it down. You don't got to worry about it. All right. I got her out of the clamps. As you can see, there's glue all over the place. I didn't have time to get out the chisels and chisel it off. So we're just going to run it through the planer and clean it up a little bit. Get it down to the thickness I want. Get it nice and flat and even. And then it's off to the sanding races. Little route, little oil, little feets. And we got yourself another cutting board. I think that came out pretty good, guys. What do you think? I like the color mixed in there. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, let me get the camera set up on the old planer over here. Let me get the table saw out of the way. Let's see. Can I just do this? Can it be easy today? It may be easy today. Boom. All right. Let's get some light shining on you over here. Okay. Let me get the dust collection set up. I never emptied out the vacuum either, so this is going to be fun. My vacuum's probably going to explode on me. I didn't have time to. I probably shouldn't have stopped at the last Lowe's on the way home. Probably should have just said, all right, guys, let's get home. Let's get home. I got shit to do. Bowling fun is over with. And guess what, Sayer? I forgot to pick up a switch for my vacuum. I was at 3 Lowe's today, and I was so excited about the deals, I completely forgot to pick up a vacuum switch again. I'm just an idiot. You're all right, Ted. You're cool. You all right? All right, guys, it's going to get a little bit noisy. Plug your ears. Here we go. looking good. Everybody makes fun of Hercules, but I tell you what, for the $200 I paid for this thing, like $189 at their parking lot sale, I couldn't be happier. I run super hardwood through it about every day of the week for the last few months while I've been doing cutting boards, and I gotta tell you, it does a nice job. I mean, it's not the greatest planer in the world, but man, for the money, it does a great effing job. You see that there? We may have to fix that. Damn it. I may have to put some, do I even have that type of glue here? I got black. Why couldn't that be walnut? Yeah, we'll see how it holds up. We'll finish it off tonight, but later I'll dig that out and I'll fill it with some clear glue, give it a little spray or maybe some epoxy, and then sand over it in a couple of days when it cures. But that will be the back side. That looks nice, guys, don't it? All right, let's head over to the table. All right, let's go over here. Let's get you guys down on the bench here. Okay, good. Let's get some light. Good. Some more light. Good. Let me get my bench cookies. I don't even know what I do with my bench cookies. Oh, there they are. There's my bench cookies. Right here. Let me get my Sanders. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Alright, what do we got? I forgot. I think we got 120 on the old Bosch. We do. What do we got on this one? That's 80. Alright. So, let me see here. Sorry guys, I didn't have time to get set up, my bad. Just give me a couple of seconds here, okay? Let's see. We got Gator, 20. What's this? It's a sheet sander, 220, 120. All right, we'll use a 60, an 80. 60 and 80. I really don't want to use this one because the damn bag is broke and I'm waiting for Rigid to warranty it. So we're just going to use the Bosch tonight, guys. We're just going to use the Bosch tonight and go with it. Alright, let's see what we got here. Looks like we got Eddie up in here. Up in here, up in here. Yeah, I glued it the wrong way. You're right. I glued it, I cut it, I think I cut it the wrong way, and then when I was gluing it, I'm like, shit. But you want to know what? This is for Christina's and for Christmas, so it's not like it's a paying customer, so she won't notice it, though. And this back piece here, we'll just leave that as the back, and I'll fix that later, because that'll take a couple of days for everything to cure up on that. But it came out nice and straight, sits nice and flat. Sits nice and flat, as you can see. Came out good. Yeah, sits nice and flat. Good, good, good. And, guys, if it doesn't sit exactly flat when you first flatten it, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. You can put them little feet on. What I have done before is put like wherever it's like tilting in the back, say if the back's a little saggy, and I'm talking very minimal saggy, I'll put like a little bit bigger feet on the back and then a little bit smaller feet on the front, and then that shores it up, and it sits nice and flat then. So there's little tricks to fix these if you get into a situation where it doesn't sit completely flat after you flatten it. If you're wood bowed while you're doing the glue up, that's usually where the bow happens, because you use too much pressure on your clamps when you're gluing up. You don't need that much pressure. You just need enough pressure to where the glue starts seeping out of the joints, okay? I watch some guys, holy cow, they tighten it down until they can't tighten it down no more, and then they got a whole piece that's bowed the next day, and they wonder why. I did that when I first started. So you kind of live and you learn. You get better as you go along. You learn little tricks and all that type of stuff, and yeah. Okay. All right, first we're going to start off with a light 60 just to get this little bit of Skype out that I see here. I don't want to be here all night long sanding. So we will get that little bit of Skype out with the 60. Then we'll go up to 80. Then we'll go up to 120. And we may even go up to 220 on this one, because I know Christina's aunt likes smooth. She doesn't like to feel anything super rough. Even though 120 grit isn't super rough, it would be for her. Let me put on my goofy mask. Yep, mineral oil there, Bubba Johnson. I just use this stuff. I forgot to pick up board butter when I was at Rockler. Yo, Sayer, I went to Rockler today, right? Looking for CMT blades. And they had CMT blades, but they were all 10 and 12 inch blades. They had no 8 1/4. I was so fucking pissed off. I'm like, I drove all the way out here. It's like a 20-minute drive. I'm like, why don't you guys get any 8 1/4 saw blades? They're like, and you know what the guy's answer was to me? Well, what woodworker uses an 8 1/4 table saw? I said, I do. I mean, that table saw is just fine for what I do. So I guess I got to, in order to be a real woodworker, I need at least a 10-inch table saw. And I looked at him like, well, maybe you should carry some 8 1/4 CMT blades. Well, you can order them online. I said, that doesn't help me for tonight. So you know what I had to do? And that was at the Rockler in Rochester, not even my hometown. It was like a 20-minute drive out of our way, just because I wanted to get a CMT blade for tonight and show it off. But instead, while I was at Lowe's, I went and got one of these garbage things, a Spider. We'll see how it cuts. It'll probably cut great for the first little bit and then probably go dull. I know my Spider spade bits went dull pretty quick. So, but yeah, as for mineral oil, that's what I use. That's what I use. And you can put like a board butter over it. That's like a beeswax type of base if you want. I never do that because the way I don't have time to do that. If the customer wants to do it, I tell them what to get and then they can do it. Oh, we got 33 people watching. That's awesome, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Give it a little like, maybe a few jewels. Maybe become a member of the channel for only 99 cents. That would be awesome. I think we're up to like 10 members now, so we're getting up there, which is good. Okay. All right. You guys falling asleep on me? I haven't seen any comments here. Is my video good? Am I froze up or is everything good? Just let me know. Type a comment. Alright, that's good for that side on 60 grit. Now we'll flip. Yeah, I think that's a crack. We're going to have to fix that. It must have been a crack underneath the wood a little bit, inside of the wood, and when I planed it down, it showed itself. That sucks. It's alright. We'll just have to put some glue in there with a little spray or epoxy, and we'll fix it that way. Dan, yes, we're finishing up the cutting board we started last night. We cut all the lumber, we milled it, we cut it, we glued up, let it set overnight, and now we're doing the finish work. Yes, cutting board, yes. What up, Snap-on Sam? Alright, that's good for that side. Alright, 60 grit off. See you later. We got the little bit of Skype out. My dad used to work for Brunswick when it was into pool tables. Yeah, they still are in the pool tables. Bowling, pool tables, and boats. Yep, my brother worked for Brunswick Boat Department. You know, like boats that go in the water. Yep, and I used to work for Brunswick Bowling Department back in the day, before I went out on my own. Hello, Amanda. So yeah, this is one of my old Brunswick shirts I used to wear when I used to be a staffer for Brunswick. All right, now we got 80 grit. A boot? What's a boot? Now guys, you notice how I'm going diagonal first, this way, then diagonal this way, and then with the grain. What does that do? It mixes all those sanding lines in together so that they all mix nice together, so that when you oil it, you don't see any more deep sanding lines. They all mix together and they all look good, okay? If you press too hard on one side, you'll get deep sanding lines, and then you got a mess on your hands and you got to do a lot more sanding. So you don't need a lot of pressure. You just need to go diagonal this way, diagonal that way with the grain until you feel it's good to go. But don't overdo the sanding, guys, because you'll get little wave. It'll be like a wave. You'll put your hand over it and it'll feel like it's all wavy and stuff. Canadian for boat. You're a joke. You're a fucking clown, Sayer. A boot. A boot. It's boat. All right, now we'll flip it over. Same thing on this side, and then we'll do 120 grit. Before I oil it, I do hit it with a little water so that it opens up the pores so that it accepts the oil better, because that oil is what protects it from bacteria getting in there and all that type of stuff when people use it. I always spray it with a little water just to get the grain to pop and get the pores to open a little. It does. I tell you what, when I do spray it with water and put the oil on, it absorbs that oil so quick. When I don't spray the water and put the oil on, it takes a lot longer for that oil to absorb. So it definitely opens up the pores of the wood. Definitely. crack up here too, guys. See that little crack there? That's very common in walnut, guys. So when you're done doing, if you're working with walnut and you're sanding it and you see these little cracks, don't ignore that. That's got to be filled in with something, because over time, bacteria, food, nasty stuff will get caught in there, and it could split the board all the way down too. So you definitely want to fix that. We won't fix that tonight because maybe we'll do another video on fixing these. But we'll do all the finish work tonight, and then the next couple of days I'll fix a couple of cracks in the wood that I see. But yeah, you got to watch out for that stuff, guys. You don't want to send that off to a customer. I think the sandpaper is about done. This is that shitty sandpaper that comes with all the rigid sanders. Do you save the sawdust from the piece to fill it? You can do that too. You can definitely do that. Mix it with a little glue and stuff. You can. I'm a big epoxy guy. I've been working with epoxies for 20 years, so I like using epoxy. I just feel it's easier. I just like working with epoxy. So we'll probably fill the walnut crack with like a little bit of black, either some type of glue that you put this, like a CA glue, or a little bit of epoxy, black epoxy, to help it blend in there. Some oils, like my natural oils, you can't sand after application. Yeah, I know. That's why I use these simple cutting board oils. So if I see a blemish after I already oiled it, I can actually go back and fix it and sand some more. Yeah, this sandpaper's done. I'm just going to throw this one out. That's garbage. All right, now we go to 120. You know what I do with my leftover, like from the planer and from the table saw and the vacuum, like my saw shavings and stuff. I donate it to the SPCA, and I donate it to local rescues, because they have some outdoor kennels for some of the dogs and kittens and cats that they have, and they use it to put on the ground, so it acts as an insulator for the animals. So that's where all my saw shavings go to, is to the unfortunate doggies and kitties that need some warmth. mean, quite frankly, we can kind of fix that crack right now. That's what, oh, no, we can't. Damn it. I got my spray at the shop. I got my spray at the shop, my accelerator. So we're just going to have to do that in, tomorrow. I'll pick it up tomorrow. I brought it to the shop because when I'm trying to fix a quick crack in a bowling ball and somebody's using their ball and they can't leave it for a few days, I'll just use that and spray it. So that's why it's at the pro shop. Yeah, I know them. Yeah, I don't do that. It's just like walnuts, pines, poplars, you know, cherries, maples, them exotic woods. I don't. All right, we'll flip it over. What up, Steve Odd? I was saying it when you came in. What up? You know, I hate this part, Sayer. You know what's the funnest part for me? The funnest part to me, woodworking, is when you're ripping down the boards on the table saw you love. That's the funnest part for me. I actually hate this part. Sometimes I have Christina do this part because I hate it so much. You know why I hate it so much? Because I'm an impatient guy, and you can't be impatient when you're doing finishing work. You gotta just make sure you do it and do it right. Really? You guys like the sanding part, huh? I think I'm also going to hit it with a light 220. Don't make fun of me. Don't make fun of me. That's my 12-volt skill detail sander. It's not the greatest, but it was dirt cheap, and it works. Yeah, I don't got the detail part on my Bosch 3-in-1, and I don't feel like taking off the plate because I'm kind of pressed for time tonight. Otherwise, I would be. This is just was there and available without having to mess with it for 5 or 6 minutes, just switching it out. I'll bring that out on the next one and show that one working. I should just leave that plate on that sander, but I like using the sheet sander sometimes too. This isn't actually that bad. I've had a lot worse and a lot worse vibrations out of Milwaukee sanders, DeWalt sanders. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's like, you know, it's definitely doable for something real quick. Alright, that's all done. Now we'll go over to the miter saw. Go over the miter saw, we'll square up these edges here, get them looking real nice, then we'll router it, and then we'll do the oil. Let me get it all turned around here for you guys. I mean, I don't know if you guys really want to watch this part, so I'm going to take me a couple of seconds, but we'll just set this up right here, like such. Okay. All right. Light off there. Oh shit, that's where I put my Brazilian rosewood. That's expensive wood right there. Man, she came out good. She came out good, good, good. What the? Oh, shit. I always forget to plug in my vacuum. Because I'm so used to not having cords. I hate cords. DeWalt, you got to make a cordless Stealth Sonic vacuum. I'd buy it. I would have bought it yesterday. I would have bought that shit yesterday, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that crack is right on the edge there. So we're going to have to repair that tomorrow. All right, back over to the table. Doobie doobie doo. Back over to the table. Doobie doobie doo. Now you guys get to see a new tool that I got today. We're going to give the old Flex trim router a look here. And hope I got it all set up just right. These anymore. Hey Josh, I think you said you were aiming for the board to be 3/4 inch thick. What widths did you end up with choosing for the different woods and what final dimensions you're aiming for? This is probably close to 5/8. Finished. Let me see. Because I was aiming for 3/4 when I was planing it and cutting it and all that type of stuff. And more planing and sanding, we're probably down to 5/8. Dude, we are on 5/8 exactly. Exactly 5/8 thick. So that's normal. You take about a 1/16 off on each side when it comes to planing and sanding and all that type of stuff. Because when you're taking layers off through a planer, you don't want to just jam it in there and take a 1/16 off all at once. I try to take off like, you know, a 64th here, a 64th there until I get it to where I exactly want it. Some people, one person told me, well, why do you make that many passes? Because I'd rather make small little passes and not have blowout, not have major Skype and all that type of stuff. I'd rather it just take me an extra 5 or 10 minutes and have it look nice. I don't know. I guess I'm not that experienced yet to just throw a board in there and take off, you know, a 32nd, a 1/16 of an inch at a time. I don't know who is. I mean, I bet you could do it. I just rather not do it. It's not a bad sander, Sayer. I think it's like $15 right now. I mean, does it vibrate a little? Yeah, but if you've ever used that old Milwaukee brush sander, You know how bad that one vibrated and how it would leave your hand numb? This one doesn't leave my hand numb. I just used it, for 10 minutes there? My hand's fine. I went right up on the miter saw and did it. It's not the greatest one in the world, but for 15 bucks, you can't be picky with that shit. All right, I put the bigger plate on my brand new Flex router. See if that helps me give it a little bit more control. And yeah, wish me luck. I hope I got this lined up right. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect. That was amazing. That's an amazing tool right there. For fucking 60 bucks? Are you kidding me? And it's got features that the Milwaukee, the Metabo just doesn't have. It's got that spindle lock where you just press it and it stays locked. You don't got to hold it while you fuck with it. I will say I got to get used to the micro adjustment. It is definitely different than my other two routers, but that's okay. You learn how to use the tool. See, look at that, guys. You see where that crack's at? Right there on the edge. So we're definitely have to put some of that black filler in with some accelerator and then kind of sand and route that off. Had to be on the edge, right? It couldn't have been in the middle, right? Yeah. Man, that's a clean cut. That's clean. Look at that, guys. That's clean. What the planer you have, does it not have a gauge? Yeah, it has a gauge. But them gauges, those gauges on them Lunchbox planers, they are not accurate, guys. I don't care what people tell you. They are not accurate. They are horrible. So I just use them as a reference. I start at like a 64th, and if nothing really came off, then I'll go down a little bit more on it until I can hear it hitting the wood. I do not use them gauges as a end-all be-all because they are not accurate by any means. That little ball that bounces up and down is not accurate. And it's only in that one spot too, so. That's a Diablo roundover bit right there. I've probably used that bit on 100 cutting boards, and you saw what it just did. It's not dull yet. Not dull yet. That's nice, guys. This is nice. If you guys can find one of these for 59 bucks or even 79 bucks at your local Lowe's right now, before they go bye-bye, I highly recommend it. Don't get me wrong, I love my Milwaukee. I've done hundreds of cutting boards with my Milwaukee, and I do love it. This one is a little bit heavier and a little bit beefier in the hand right here, but I like that because I got a big hand. So it's nice because my hand doesn't wrap all the way around it like the other ones. And the Metabo one, I don't know, I can't get a good feel for it. I don't like the 2-button push. Once I get it up and running and I get a good grip on it, the Metabo is very smooth. But, like I said, I got to really hold it a certain way, and you got to press 2 buttons. I'm not a fan of that. I'm just not a fan of that. That's okay, right? Different strokes for different folks. It did a nice job, guys. Look at that. I'm really concerned about this crack on the edge here. I'm really concerned about this crack on the edge. I don't like that. There's actually 2 cracks on the edge there. There's actually 2 cracks on the edge there. We're going to have to fix that up. We're going to have to fix up the cherry cracked a little bit right here. We're going to have to fix that too. But hey, it's woodworking. You're using materials that came from the ground. You know what I mean? No piece is ever perfect. There's always imperfections that you got to go over and fix. We got lucky with the cutting board a few days ago. That thing had no imperfections. It was, I didn't have to patch up any cracks or anything. That's very rare. That's very rare. All right. Let's sand these edges here. Get some oil on this thing. Get some feet. Are they worth the money? Because I've been wanting to try them out. Just pricey for that. I could get CMT router bits. The Diablos aren't bad. They're not bad. I bought them because they were the best ones I could buy around I got a Home Depot 2 minutes from me. My nearest Lowe's is 20 minutes from me. So I was woodworking. I needed a good router bit, and I just went there. The next time I was at Lowe's, I picked up a couple of different Bosch router bits, and those are great. Those are great too. So the Diablos are good. I'm not going to hate on Diablo. They're good. All right. Let's sand off these edges here. Let's get these bench cookies out of me way. Yep. I missed a little bit. See? I missed right there. It's okay. Right there, I missed. Okay. Your event over here. We are all just watching. Chris, Linda, Jazzy. Oh, great. Hi, guys. Anyone here use the Miles Craft 1219 Circle Glue Kit? Nope, I have not used that yet. Nope. I got the Rockler, kit where you can put a handle inside of a cutting board with your router. I used it once and I effed up the cutting board, and I haven't had time to mess with it and test it out on junk wood. You know what I mean? But I really want to start using that some. All right. Now the fun part. The fun part. Let me get this sawdust cleaned up right quick. came out good. She came out good, guys. Let me get a rag, some damp water on it. Your Aunt Linda wants to know. No, it's not her Christmas gift. And if it was, I wouldn't tell you anyway, so shut the hell up. Look at that, guys. Now we'll let that water seep in there a little bit. Give it a few seconds. Then we'll install the feet while the water's soaking in there a little bit. Then we'll oil her up. And I'll go get the installation driver just for Jimbo. Just for Fix-It Jimbo. Don't shoot the messenger? Oh, I'll shoot you, all right. You're the one that's got me on the big screen over there. It's all your fault. See, it all starts and ends with you. Your Aunt Linda said she loves it. What color is the wrapping paper going to be? It ain't her fucking cutting board. Alright, so this is the back right here. Yeah, see how nice and flat that is? That's what you want. Alright. Get these out of there. Little foots. Tell her I'll make her one if she puts a super chat up right now. Come on, pay up. Let's go. Put up a super chat, Aunt Linda. I want a cutting board for Christmas, and maybe I'll make you one. It can be 99 cents. It can be $2. It can be whatever you want it to be. Help the channel, Linda. Oh, these aren't 1/4-inch hex. All right, we'll just use the other attachment then, because I don't like using the other drill bits. These drill bits are the best. The DeWalt Black and Golds are absolutely the best drill bits. All right, so that. Let's get the little foots lined up here. Uno. Dos. Yeah, see, they're telling her. Yeah, Linda. Is it possible for me to join in or no? What do you mean join in? On the thing? You got to do that before you go live, Jimmy. You got to set all that up before you go live if you want to go live with somebody. Oh, you sent me a clapping seal? That's not a super chat. That's a gem. Send a super chat. And put up there, I want cutting board for Christmas. Let's see it. Next live I do, Jimmy, I will send you a link. Yeah, you got to send the link and everything, Jimmy, before you go live to do that stuff. If I could add you right now, I would, buddy. Oh, she could become a channel member. You're right. Have her be a Orange Crush Mafia member. There's lots of stuff you could do. I don't know why these screws look longer than normal. I think they gave me the wrong screws. Just making sure it's not going through on the other side there. By the way, this thing's awesome for stuff like this. Okay. See, I have no idea I'm too green. It's okay. All right, there's our feet. Let's see. Oh, that's nice. It's nice and flat. Look at that. It ain't going to move on you when you're cutting. Don't you hate that in a cutting board? When you start cutting, it starts sliding everywhere. What up, LFL? What up? What up? What up? All right, we're just finishing up here. Now we got our oil. This is the best part of the whole process right here. This is the most satisfying part of the whole process. Is a little oil. Ooh. Ah. Look at that, guys. Tell me that don't look awesome. Yes, you got to put that much oil on, though, because the wood will absorb it. You don't want this thing cracking out on you. You don't want bacteria getting in there. It is like a P. Diddy party, though. If only P. Diddy used cutting board oil and not baby oil. Look at that. That's nice. That's so nice. Get the edges good. There she is, guys. What do you think? I think it came out good. Oh no, it's not Tears of Snap-on haters. You're just a crazy guy that wants to spend, 1,000% more for tools that work 1,000% worse. Snap-on Sam. Well, guys, I'll put a little bit more. It already absorbed it. That's crazy. I like to put on 2 coats of this. I let it sit overnight, and then I put another coat on. And then it's up to the customer down the road to put oil on it every few months to keep it nice and oiled up. That came out real good, guys. I'm very happy with this. I love the colors. I love the cherry and the walnut and the maple all together. And just like that, 24 hours it took us, guys. About 24 hours to make a cutting board. So you can do it. But if you don't want to do it, I can do it for you. So can Kansas and a few other people here on YouTube. But I like that. That's going to last you a long time, guys. It's going to last you a long time. Tomorrow I'll fix up them couple of little cracks in the wood. And that's all she wrote. Hey, Linda, I still don't see a super chat up there. Come on, Linda. Where's the super chat that I want a cutting board for Christmas? Where is it? Or you can become a channel member like Jamie True said. Cutting board, how do you make them? You're a funny guy. Linda is my aunt, is my sister, is my mother's sister. And she's more like a second mother to me. We won't go into details, but she knows what I mean by that. And yeah, where's the super chat, Linda? Where's it at? Because we're leaving in about 2 minutes here. Because I still got to get the tops and get dog food for the doggos. Because I didn't realize that they were that low in doggy food. What whisk did I use? The walnut is 1.5 inches. The cherry is 1 inch. And the maple, the whiter type wood, is 1/2 inch. And then the little cherry strips on each end, just to set it off, was 1/4 inch. Show your nephew some love. Hi, Jazzy. All right, guys, we're getting out of here. I got to run to the store and get the doggos some food. I think this came out really good. I like this one better than the other one we did the other night. The other one was a super simple one. That was about as simple as it gets. This one was a little bit more involved, different cuts, and all that type of stuff. Yep. Yeah, Ted, those are the widths right there. Yep. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate you watching me just make a cutting board. I don't know why you guys would want to watch this, but you guys do, and I appreciate it. Maybe we'll do one on Tuesday night after Tactics is done with his live again, because I got to make about 40 more of these. So I got a lot of work to do. So maybe we'll set up a live around 9:30, 10 o'clock on Tuesday. Hopefully he doesn't go to midnight like he did this Tuesday. But maybe we'll set something up to where you guys have a continuous 5 or 6 hours of content to watch. You can watch him do his electrical thing, come over here and watch me do my woodworking thing. I think that's a cool thing. I think that's cool. All right, guys. I'll see y'all later. Remember, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Merch store. If you want some Tool Squatch merch, it's in the bio. The link is in the bio. You can become a member for only 99 cents. That's less than $1, Linda. Become a member. I'll talk to y'all later.